I go by the line. Here's the line. The line goes chronologically, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78. Here goes the progress of the dance. We were burning first.
Okay.
HERC'S started extending the break on the song, came break dancing.
Right.
So now you see the first bump from burning to break dancing, right?
Now, all I said was his contribution. Now, when I'm not saying it was better than what y'all was doing.
But you was getting ready to tell me about the merry-go-round. Tell me about the merry-go-round.
Last video, you said tell you about the merry-go-round.
Right.
So this is part 3. This is what I wanted to say about the merry-go-round and everything. And it links into the SASA video, the Trixie video. Some of our viewers left comments like, what happened to the SASA video? What happened to the Trixie, the whole Trixie video and all that? And, you know, because we put out the Trixie video and the SASA video and it caused some controversy within the B-Boy world. Now, they still go to B-Boy events around the world and everything like that. And they came from the heart.
Now, what y'all really want to know about this thing called hip-hop that the West Side created?
Okay.
Say it like
Trixie came from the heart and said what he said.
that's what we did it all at HERC'S parties.
Okay.
Now, we put it to you straight up, there wasn't no Puerto Ricans
Wasn't no Puerto Rican.
coming
Wow.
to the parties.
And SASA broke it down detail by detail, the whole thing about early HERC parties. So this go inside with the merry-go-round that you was talking about.
You had the #1 guy, Trixie, that used to tear people up. Like we was calling it burning then. And then we calling it get down. You know, oh, you getting down, burning, and going off. Those was our things. I understand, you know, you had some of the Spanish people say it was rocking and rocking, but rocking wasn't in HERC'S. So therefore, if they was in HERC'S, they would have knew that we wasn't calling that.
So this is where my information, a lot of my information comes from. It comes from SASA, Trixie, and Dancin Doung, really. So when we put out the video with Trixie and SASA, what happened was Kurtis Blow. Now this is coming from Dancin Doung. This is what Dancin Doung told me on video. He said Kurtis Blow was to do a documentary about the original B-Boys. I don't know if it was at Kool parties or just in general, the original first generation B-Boy Breakins. Kurtis Blow. So what happened is Kurtis Blow had got health problems. So he gave the documentary off the Dancin Doung. Dancin Doung, instead of doing a video about a documentary about the original B-Boys, he changed it and he wanted to do the evolution of B-Boy breaking and involve, you know, when the Latinos got involved, he wanted to go step by step from the HERC parties to the Zulu to the rockers, the up rockers, all the way to the 80s. See, what you're doing is great, right? You're doing a documentary, correct me if I'm wrong, you're doing a documentary bringing all of the generations of breakdancers together as one, right? And that's beautiful. My thing is, why hasn't something been done on the first breakdancers first? Just them. Just y'all.
Let me explain to you why.
Shouldn't that be done?
Hold on. That's my fault. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
They asked Kurtis Blow to do a thing about just us. They asked Kurtis Blow to do a thing about just us.
And that was the best move.
And Kurt
right
got
there.
sick and said, Doug, can you take over the documentary? Because his heart was failing.
Now you know what people would say. They would say, well, you had a lineage partly from Puerto Rico, so you would have some kind of sympathy towards the Puerto Ricans.
Not at all. Because see, let me tell you why. Hold on. Let me explain to you. What I said was, I can show you about what we did. But then what's going to happen is people going to say, yeah, they might talk about this over here, but we know that this was the start. So I said, in order to show how it really progressed from every generation straight through, I got to show the entire timeline and show the progress.
But that's the sequel. That's the second
It's not
movie.
The sequel, brother.
But wait.
No, hold on, brother. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. You say it's a sequel. I'm saying it's the evolution of it. I want to show the very first generation being the Herculoids, then the Zulu Nation. So before you get to TBB, the Zulu Nation comes after us.
Right.
Then you see
and
the
I got
Zulu
questions
Nation,
about that too.
and then you get the Zulu Nation. Then comes TBB because a lot of them, from the Rocksteady guys at TV, they were looking at Beaver. They always go back to Beaver. Beaver was Baby Shaka from the Zulu Day. He's a baby Zulu.
So, and me and him talked about that, and I disagree with that. Kurtis Blow was the right way to do it. Do the first generation first, highlight them first, then in the sequel, then you do the evolution and how it went to the Spanish kids and all that. But he wanted to do it all in one shot. And so when Trixie and SASA video was causing the controversy, Trixie told me, look, let him do his thing first, put my video to the side, SASA video to the side, let Dancin Doung do his thing first, and then put it out after. Now, why I got you here, Trixie, because I sent you the comment on your phone. I don't know if you looked at it. One of our viewers asked, they said, well, what happened to the Trixie interview and the SASA interview?
Well, I don't want to release yet until I finish my documentary.
Right.
And when I finish my documentary, then we can put it back out there.
Right.
And if they've got a problem with it,
right,
come see Trixie.
All right.
No.
There's no problem. I just want you to clarify because...
No,
right.
this is the truth, like I said.
So, Trixie video was taken down, and SASA video was taken down. The problem is, Dancin Doung, at least to this day, I haven't heard, Dancin Doung video still has not come out. So it's been like 2 years. This is 2023. So Dancin Doung, from my understanding, his video still has not come out. Maybe it has. I haven't heard about it. Maybe I got to call him and see if it came out. So that's where we at with that. Now, talking to Dancin Doung behind the scenes and even on camera, it gave me a better insight into what was going on in the early HERC parties and how Breakin evolved to what it is.
I go by the line. Here's the line. The line goes chronologically. 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78.
Okay.
Here goes the progress of the dance. We were burning first.
Okay.
HERC started extending the break on the song,
right,
came break dancing.
Right.
So now you the first bump from burning to break dancing, right? Now, this is chronological line stays the same. Going that way. The progress lines go like this. We got us doing this from burning to breaking. First bump up. Now you go, we doing our thing, and now we start to doing more and more signature moves, right? It bumps again.
And so I wanted to share some of that info with you because I think maybe you might be misunderstanding HERC early parties, because certain things you say,
you don't go in the party and go straight to the floor and break. You don't do that. We listen to the come up while we looking for our Vic. So we need that introduction to the break.
Like how you were saying in the last video, you were saying we needed that introduction to look for the victim and then do our break. And then, like before, you said you throw your hands in their face.
Yeah, in your face, man, you know, you do your move, and there you go.
And stuff like that. So now I'm going to ask you a question, but I want a quick answer because I want to get into the significance of the merry-go-round. You said to tell you about the merry-go-round.
Tell me about the merry-go-round.
When I'm going back to the last video, you said you need the introduction, the build-up of the song, wait for the break, right? And then when you see who you want to show up, who you want to burn,
we listen to the come up while we looking for our Vic. Oh, I see this nigga, yo, I'm gonna tear this nigga up. When the break come on, I'm gonna tear him up.
When the break come, you start your dance, right? And then you probably might end up putting your hand in their face, right? Okay, so my question to you is, what happens after that? What happens?
Then the audience decides who won.
But he didn't go yet. When did he go?
Well, you said that's what it is. Like, I'll go, and then he'll go, and then I'll do something crazy, and then at the end, when you put your hand in the face, that's the end of the thing. That's the end of the battle.
Okay.
So that stops everything.
But the question is, if you're just dancing during the break, a break is not that long for both of y'all to go. A break is not that long.
Yes, but it would like I said, that's what extending the breaks was. So like Apache is long. Apache's about a minute long.
Okay.
Right?
So you're saying some songs are long.
Yeah.
But not all songs are that long.
No, nah.
So what would you do if the song wasn't the break part wasn't that long? What would you do?
That's when the mixing of the records became in. That's when it went from playing the one record to playing the next. That's what two turntables was all about. So it was all about taking that break, like say Apache, right? The beginning part of Apache is a couple of seconds, right?
Okay.
But the break juice part of it is about a minute.
Okay.
So in the beginning of Apache, it would go boom, that, do that, do that, Now, I had a method where I would catch the snare drum, so the ending of that break would go.
But wait, but what about the songs that wasn't that long?
That's what I'm saying. So it was, and that's the whole difference between what we were talking about with the merry-go-round.
Okay.
The merry-go-round doesn't involve cuts.
Okay.
It just involves letting the record play and then putting the next record in there, and then letting the record play. Cuts means that you take that record, at the end of that small break, you cut it to the next record that has the break, and so two of the same records, and then you continue doing that back and forth. So you can make Apache, the beginning of Apache, go for as long as you want to, 5 minutes. You can make it go 6 minutes.
How? By cutting two records?
By cutting two.
So are you saying that's what Mario was doing?
Of course.
And the first time I saw hip hop was in the community room with Disco King Mario cutting up Got to Get a Nut, cutting up Got to Get a Nut. You know what I'm saying? And from that moment on, I just knew I wanted to be a DJ. It was my destiny.
So are you saying that's what Mario was doing?
Of course.
You saying before?
Of course.
Before Kool Herc's merry-go-round.
Of course.
He was doing what? He was cutting.
And that's why I saved it for my book, because I already told you in the first interview how it was being done.
Do you know anybody in the Bronx that was doing two turntables? What was y'all doing? Was you blending the song like one for the other?
From one to the other.
Yeah.
Wasn't even no mixes.
It wasn't no mixing?
With an amp, something like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you would switch it from the phono to auxiliary.
See, because you got to understand, back then, right, there were no turntables, what you consider turntables.
Right.
There was a Gerard record player.
Right.
So it had auto eject, meaning that when the needle got to a certain point, it would come back to drop the next record. Okay, so that's what people don't know. So the system that we had to do it with allowed us to take one record, play it to a certain point, and then take the next record and play it to a certain point, and then take the next record and play it to the certain point, and go back and forth and back and forth.
And what? So two record players, he would do what? He would
continue that record. And like I said,
what if he didn't have two of the same records?
We couldn't do it, or we would do it with two different records.
Okay, now, great. So that's a history that another video we got to get more in depth with.
Right.
I want to just show you the significance of the merry-go-round for the West Bronx. So like when
There you go, there you go. There you go.
From my understanding, like say that classic video of Willie doing that dance. Right? Now say the Spades, take you out the equation, let's say the older Spades who really originated that style, right? Dancing to the breakbeat. Most likely, when they would go into the tunnel or wherever they was going, that Kool Herc saw them.
Instead of saying soul power, we say spade power. Spade power. And then we stomp our feet, spade power.
Nobody was spinning the records back, like extending the breakbeat for them. They was just waiting for the breakbeat in the tunnel, and then they would go off and do their dance.
Spade power.
Right.
And what I think what happened, like I say, people like Kool Herc saw that.
I'm watching the people dancing. A lot of people used to wait for some particular part of the records. I'm studying the floor. I'm like a shepherd. I'm watching the flock. I got to maintain this crowd going on till around 4 o'clock. So I'm very observant.
He saw what was going on with his peer group generation, and he decided to make the breakbeat part longer, like put it with different other songs, different breakbeats from other songs.
So what I was noticing, people used to wait for them particular parts of the record to dance to, just to do that special little move. So I said, listen, I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to call it the merry-go-round. So I put all these breaks that I know that I have in my collection together. Some of them I have 2 Most of them only had one, so they just have to keep it going. I called it a merry-go-round. And at the time I had a record called Apache. One night, I'm waiting for the record to play out. I said, I wonder if I put that to myself. I said, if they're waiting for this particular break and I have a couple more records that's got the same breakup in it, I wonder how would it be if I put them all together. I started out with James Brown, clap your hands, stomp your feet. I had to come in with bongo rock. Bongo rock was still no vocals in it. Then I would go into Baby Huey, the Mexican.
Right. So what I'm saying is, when Kool Herc did that, he enabled like the dancers to battle each other because they had a longer time to burn each other.
The progress of the dance. We were burning first.
Okay.
Herc started extending the break on the song, became break dancing. Right. So now he's the first bump from burning to break dance, right?
Would you say burning is a part of hip hop?
Of course it is.
It is.
That's the genesis of it.
So it became a big contest, and as they dances developed, they went more to the floor. Like Trixie said, break dancing, burning, then breaking. So they went to the floor, and they had a longer time because of his merry-go-round. I would compare the merry-go-round, from my understanding, it seems like Ice Cube jacking for beats.
Give me that. Nah, boom. Come on, that beat, sir. Understand us, man. Yo, you got this mother. I jacked them too.
Ice Cube had a song, if you remember, back in the early 90s, he had a song called Jackin' for Beats. And they was changing the beat underneath his rhymes. So to me, from my understanding, that's what the merry-go-round was. It was like Ice Cube jacking for beats. They was changing the beats, except Ice Cube jack for beats was for a rapper, changing the beat under him for his rhyme. Whereas Kool Herc did it for the dancers. He was changing the beat around for the dancers. So in any event, like I say, that did not start hip-hop.
No.
What it did was, it helped.
It enhanced.
It helped, right. It enhanced. It helped the B-Boys, like Dancin Doung and Trixie and them.
We got us doing this from burning to breaking. First bump up. Now you go, we doing our thing, and now we start doing more and more signature moves, right? It bumps again.
It helped them develop their dancing. They had longer time to dance, get on the floor, the nigga twins or whatever, whoever really did that. But so that's my understanding. That's the significance of that. Because see, on this side, like Young Black was saying, we called it burning.
But burning came from us because we came up with that word.
Would you say burning is a part of hip hop?
Of course it is.
It is.
That's the genesis of it.
And they called it burning, but then after a while, they called it breaking. And then they started going to the floor, and they became B-Boys breaking. So that's just my understanding of the merry-go-round, the significance of it.
Right. Right.
So
okay, so and you made a serious point there where you talk about, so it was known to as breaking. So what people are not seeing is that, number one, it was B-Boys before it was breaking. All right, it was B-Boy. It was coined B-Boys before it was breaking, because B-Boys was, like I said, a Bronxdale boy, but it considered all things. So it was the person that was on the mic. It was the person that was dancing. It was the person that was DJing. It was the person that was just hanging around or whatever. That was considered a B-boy. You see what I'm saying? So the break part started being because of a break.
Notes? Because I wanted to clear this up so we could get it clear. So we ain't got to keep going through this Kool Herc merry-go-round thing. One thing you keep saying in the videos that I think you got a misunderstanding with, because you keep saying we needed the intro, we needed that build up to the break. So did Kool Herc parties. They didn't just come and jump on the floor and start dancing on the break. Do you know that?
No, I did. I've been to Herc parties. See, you never been
I'm talking about the
parties.
early Herc parties.
The early Herc parties, they would let the whole record play.
Okay, my point is they wasn't coming in just dancing on the floor.
Right.
Dancin Doung, with his documentary showing the evolution, he points out when that happened. He said it was a guy named Michael Holtzman or something like that came, I think in the early 80s. He said with the New York City Breakers or something like that. Michael Holtzman, I think his name was, came in and just said power moves only.
It's okay, because my thing is we're gonna straighten the whole record.
Okay, I really.
This is the beginning, and you can see from here. You can see evolve to this, see it evolve to this. You'll see. Whoa, check it out. You'll see them go from break dancing, right, to adding the top rock and the bottom rock and slow rock, whatever other different rock they did, added it to the step. Then you see them go to breaking only. They got rid of the dancing, right? And I can tell you who did that, right? That's when Michael Holman got the New York City Breakers and said, you know what, let's do power moves only. And that changed the whole spectrum.
When they just came in and started to the floor.
That changed everything.
What year was that?
I'm not sure. 83 maybe.
Michael Holman?
Yeah. Mike, he was a manager for the New York City Breakers.
Okay.
And when that came, that changed the whole, the evolution said, boom, again. That's the evolution. So you see burning, breaking, top rocking, and bottom rocking with all the rock dance. Then power moves breaking only. Then it became straight. They do this, little 6-step thing, and they hit the ground.
Okay, so for the record, let's set the record straight. Breakdancing did not come from rocking.
No, did not.
Okay, rocking had nothing to do with creating breakdance.
No.
Okay.
Did not. Absolutely did not.
Okay.
Did not.
Okay.
They had their own thing. And wait. There's two kinds of rocking.
So that's when they started just coming in and just jumping on the floor dancing.
And that's 100% correct.
But with our parties, we never did that.
No. This is what
I understand.
Right. So this is exactly what I'm saying to you. You just said a key thing.
What?
You said the 80s. Right. Now.
But the topic be Kool Herc, and you be saying it like as if they was doing the Kool Herc parties. I just want to make clear, the Kool Herc parties, from my understanding, it wasn't just coming in, going to the floor.
And this is what I'm saying. Early Herc parties, they were playing the whole record. Just the whole record, right? There weren't even no check out this or whatever. It was just the whole record. Then he started playing a little bit of the record, and then all the rest from that part of the record all the way into the breaks.
They would have a segment for the B-Boys. They would have a segment of the party.
Right.
They had a regular party. From my understanding, it was a regular party like Mario's, except they would have a segment of the party where he would start playing certain breaks.
No. And this is my whole thing. See,
calling the B-Boys.
You gotta understand, and this is what's so vibrant of the whole thing. Early Herc parties. See, there was a difference when people started coming and doing. That was different from the regular parties, because in the beginning, people didn't want to hear just to break music, because everybody wasn't a break dancer.
Right.
So you wanted to hear other stuff. Another thing that's not in parties now, and what people don't understand, the slow records are not in the thing. You know, the good R&B records are not in the party. And that was a difference between Mario and everybody else. Mario catered to everybody. So it was not just a beat. When it started being just B-boys and just breaking and stuff, that time in the life, that's why I won't want to say no names, but by the time that person got into breakdancing, we have been stopped, because, I mean, think about it. We're young kids, number one, so we're coming into our adolescence, and we don't want to breakdance against no girl. We want to breakdance, guys just breakdance, boys just breakdance against each other. So imagine, you 15 years old, 16 years old, and you standing in front of your prospect to be a girl, and you breakdancing on her. Imagine that. Imagine you in your British Walkers with your new AJs on, your nice mock neck on, and you getting on the floor. So at that time, we wasn't even thinking about the breakdancing. We was thinking about the hustle, the freak, grinding up against the girl and everything, because that's what the parties was at a sense for us what it came to, about going to get the numbers for the girls. So by that time, in like 77, I'll even go back to 76, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, the younger kids might have been breakdancing, might have. But to be 15, 14, 15, 16 years old, breakdancing, come on, man. Come on, that wasn't us. We were way too cool for that. And so now these people that talk about the crews and everything, if they talking about a crew, right? Let me take this. But so that's what I'm saying. And you know, I really give it to us, you know, because we talk so much about things in general, and we're not hoodwinked by a lot of stuff. Okay,
that's what I had notes on. Okay.
Okay.
But look, you're right? So we salute ourselves, right?
Right.
Salute ourselves, right?
Salute ourselves, right?
But now we got to get into this. But we got to get to this thing I know you got emotion for, because like you said, hoodwink. So it made me think of my notes. What I had written down, I've got the breakup. But look, from my understanding, right, and I want our viewing audiences to really think about this. We was hoodwinked, we was bamboozled to think that DJs started hip hop. We was told by the media that 3 West Indian DJs started hip hop. DJs in general started hip hop. To me, that's the ultimate bamboozle. DJs did not start hip hop. DJs cater to dances. It starts with the dancing, whether it was Willie doing them dances, the Spades doing those dances. The DJ catered to the dancing.
I'm watching the people dancing. A lot of people used to wait for some particular part of the records. I was noticing people used to wait for them particular parts of the record. The dance dude just to do that special little move. People used to wait for them particular parts of the record. The dance dude just to do that special little move. So I said, listen, I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to call it the merry-go-round.
Dancers, the dancing audience hired the DJ. If the DJ ain't playing right, he's out of here. So the essence of hip-hop is the dancing, and I think that's what's missing in nowadays generation. I don't know if these young kids are dancing, you know what I'm saying? Okay. How we used to dance, our generation.
It's not that I disagree with you, but I think the essence of hip-hop is the mentality.
Instead of saying soul power, we say spade power. Spade power. Then we stomp our feet, spade power.